Alright, hello YouTube. Michael Cereal here. So I decided that, you know, a good idea is that whenever I do symposiums, that I'm gonna follow up with a shortened version of whatever I said in the 30-minute video. Because I noticed some people tell me that they don't really feel like sitting down watching a 30-minute video. So I decided to shorten to make whenever I do a symposium, I'm going to basically do a summary video, basically summing up what I said in the symposium, so people who don't have the time to sit and watch 30 minutes of me, I guess you call it ranting about certain things. They don't have time for that, so I decided I'm going to make a short and condensed version. Okay, so basically what I covered in that video was what a level bigot is, um, how how to identify level bigotry, how to not be a level bigot, and why level bigotry is a such a problem. Not even just being a problem, but why we should be concerned as a GD community, about it. So, to start off, what is a level bigot? Simply put, a level bigot is somebody who is grossly and unnecessarily intolerant of levels that do not conform to their personal idea of what a good level is. Um, and oftentimes, people who know they are guilty of this will often try to mask it by trying to say, "Oh, so and so just can't take criticism," and stuff like that. When in actuality, they're very much well aware that no, it's not the case. It's you being unnecessarily, harsh and about a level because it's not according to what you think a level should look like. Now that we covered what that is, now let's go to how to identify level bigotry. Well, one of the best ways to tell if someone is being a level bigot is if you ask them what is it about the such so and so's level that you dislike. Usually, a level bigot can't really give you an answer that is devoid of personal bias. Like say for example, if they say, "Oh, the design is bad," okay, what defines it as bad? What defines this design as being objectively bad in a way where everyone would look at it and say, "Yep, that's bad." What what can I what can you definitively say? Okay, for example, like I gave the example in the last video. If someone said to me, "Why so serial? Your dual ball part is black and green, with some white accents. With some white areas, with some white some white bits." Okay, so I look at this part and say, okay, you said is white is green, black with a little bit of white. Hmm, that's green. That's green, 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 green everywhere, and a lot of black, and a lot of black, a lot of black, and some white. Hmm, some white. Yeah, yeah. I guess it is black and green with a little bit of white. Okay. You see, that's something objective, like something an objective observation that cannot be refuted or cannot be debated. Where yes, the dual ball part in steampunk is black and green with a hint with some hints of white. There's no denying that. There's no getting around that. But if someone says, "Oh, it looks messy," okay, what defines messy then? Uh, it just looks messy. Yeah, but you can't really call it messy unless you can give me a definitive, description of what makes it messy. What about it is messy that you're so eager to profess. If you can't explicitly tell me exactly what makes it messy and tell that to me in a way where everyone who look at it based off of what you said will also agree. Because I have some people tell me, "Oh, I think steampunk is messy," and I'm like, "Okay, what defines what defines messy, and usually their only response is some smart aleck remark because they know what I'm getting at. That you can't really definitively say something is messy or something is neat without revealing that it's based on your personal opinion. I don't know why some people are so determined to have their opinions be regarded as fact. I I personally don't get that mentality that I want my word to be so uh what's it potent that I can say this is messy or this is neat and it's as good as fact. I don't know where people get this mentality from that whatever they say has to be regarded as fact because I just don't get it. I don't get it. But net point is that it's fine. It's perfectly fine to not like something. Don't get me wrong. Because often, like I said, oftentimes level bigots will resort to trying to claim that you just can't take criticism. But that's not the case. The case is the level bigotry isn't necessary. You don't have to hate on someone's level just because it doesn't conform to your personal idea of good and bad, or your personal idea of a good level. That is the part that I'm trying to understand. Why do some people feel it's so necessary try to tear down somebody's level simply because it doesn't conform to their personal I to their personal liking? That's the problem that I have. Now, this goes into why it's a problem in the GD community. You see, we give all this respect to people who beat these who beat these to these levels. Like at the time of making this video, the Rami recently just verified the Yandere, which is a big achievement, you know. For I guess for him, I don't know. I don't really follow. I don't really follow him like that. But I guess for him, that's like a really big achievement. Like a lot of people, a lot of people, are fans of him because of it, which is all fine and dandy. That's cool. But one thing I noticed is that no one has been giving a lot of. I mean, I'm not gonna say no one. I don't want to jump the gun, but I didn't really notice if people were really going out of their way to try to give you know credit, not really credit, try to give attention to the people who made the level. That's the problem that I'm noticing. I'm like, okay, Dorami's verifying, cool, but what about the people who made the level? Where's their fame? Where's their attention? Sure, for people who are more experienced in the GD community, who know that the level had to be made by somebody. They might go out their way to discover who made it, which is cool. That's cool. But that's pretty much it just stops. That's where it stops. After that, no one really cares. All that people care is, oh, Darami verified the Yandere, and no one else, and no one really digs any deeper. Now, the reason why I'm pointing this out is because people don't really realize how important creators are to the GD community. People give, all this attention and fame to the people who beat these levels, but not a lot of attention to the people, but not a lot of attention to the people who make these levels. They're important too. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is because that's part of the reason why people are so comfortable hating on levels made by new and upcoming creators, because they don't respect creators at all. They don't see no reason to show them any respect at all. They're like, oh, so what? You made this level, okay? So what? But what you don't realize is that GD wouldn't exist if people like that didn't exist. People who actually take their time out, take time out of their day to make these levels, and not just make them, but actually put effort into them. What the heck? So the question comes into play: why don't people appreciate creators? Because level bigotry isn't just about, oh, somebody said something mean about my level, so I'm mad. No, that's not what it's about. Level bigotry is about appreciating creators. I want you to take for example into account, like, for example, the mods, right? The mods don't get paid to send your level, to send levels, to rate them, to you know just to do level request streams, to send people's levels to Rob Top. They don't get paid for that at all. Yet there's some people who act as though, because a mod didn't send my level, I'm gonna hate on that. I'm gonna hate on that mod now because they didn't send my level, yada yada yada. And I'm like, but the thing is that they're not obligated to. This game, you paid for this game. You didn't pay for the mods to send your level. And I don't really know anybody who would do that. But still, the point still stands, to show more appreciation to the people who are taking time out of their day to do stuff that benefits us as members of the GD community. Sure, it's easy to take up the mentality of, oh, okay, I'll show more appreciation to the mods and stuff like that. It's easy to do that because the mods have the power to send your level or not. It's easy to do that. But what about people who have nothing to do with sending levels and stuff like that, and they're just small creators trying to make their way, just trying to make a level that for people to enjoy and play, and then you have level bigots that come off left field and say, you know what, because your level doesn't conform to what I think a good level should look like, I'm going to discourage you and I'm going to hate on your work because I can. What about them? Where's their appreciation? Sure, some people are better at creating than others. I'm not arguing that fact. But there are people who go out there hating on levels, like I said, just because it doesn't look the way they feel it should look. And that's what the point of this video is about. Now, like I said, I'm going to try to keep this condensed and short. So I'm going to go ahead to the final point. The reason why this is a problem, like I said, is because what happens if all the creators quit because they're sick and tired of having their work, being mocked. They're tired of, putting in all this effort, all this work to make a level for people to enjoy, just for people to go behind them and just hate on it anyway. What happens if all of them quit? What happens if all those people, all the people who could be legendary creators, decide, you know what, this honestly isn't worth my time, because all the effort I put into making a nice level for people to enjoy, they're going to turn around and hate on it anyway. I'm going to go ahead and play something else like Fortnite or Apex Legends or something else. What happens if all those people give up and just take their leave? Because famous creators like Noble Boy, Sir Punch, Funny Game, and all of them, they're not going to be around forever. They're going to get tired of Geometry Dash at some point, and they're going to quit. And what happens after that? If there's no new creators to take up the mantle, to fill up their spots, because all the level bigots shoot them all away because their work doesn't conform to their idea of of a good level. Huh? What happens after that? I'm gonna tell you straight up. The game's gonna die. The game's already and it's on its deathbed. And and 2.2 the 2.2 being the cure to breathe some new life to breathe some new life into the game. Well, we're not even sure if that's gonna save the game either. But it's worth a shot. And the last thing we need is people going around shooting down every single level that doesn't conform to their personal idea of a good level, discouraging new and upcoming creators. As I've stated before, the only way that I will ever call a level bad is if I can tell that they put little to no effort into it. Even if I've called levels that look really good, I called them bad, not because, you know, the style doesn't conform to what looks good to me or whatever. I call it bad because it looks low effort. It doesn't look like something that you actually put, actual thought and feeling into. You just made it because, you know, that's what's considered to look good. So I'm just gonna make that. You didn't put any experimentation, any any thought, any emotion, nothing. Just I'll just make that and call it a day. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna appreciate. I can't appreciate work that's just you know just thrown together just because it's like those generic levels. I'm not gonna appreciate that. Not gonna feel any love behind that. But yet, people who experiment with their style, people who try different things, who try to branch out and do something else aside from what is considered popular, those are people who get attacked. Those are people who get hate. And I'm like, why? Why not let them experiment, let them try something new, let them try to be different, and then let's see how it plays out. But for some people, for some reason, some people are like, no, I want all levels to look exactly the same because it looks good to me. And I'm like, that's a very boring game if every single level looks exactly the same. But I've already exceeded 15 minutes, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Like I said in the previous in the symposium, give me your thoughts in the comments below how you feel about this on this type of subject, and don't hesitate to express yourself. The only thing that I ask is that if you don't agree with what I'm saying, just you're allowed to disagree, but don't be an ass about it. Don't be a jerk about it. Disagree, which is fine, but don't be an ass about it. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.